welcome back to No Sleep Till Midnight. My name is Gabriel Walker, and I'm joined with my friends Kristen Kirsch.
Hey.
And Noah
Hello.
McGee. And James Kilgore.
Yellow.
And Reese Milton.
That is me. Hello.
Hello, everybody. How's everything going today?
Pretty
It's going
good.
well.
Doing a lot of
Yeah.
work.
You know, yeah, I've been doing no work.
Been doing all
Very
sorts of work.
productive.
Yeah.
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 Both for WTFK and my internship.
Yay. Yeah.
Look at us.
I feel that like I've been working. Like I got up to work at like 8 this morning and I left at like 10. And since getting home at 6:30, I've sat down for like an hour before doing stuff for the podcast and channel. So it's like it's an all day thing on Mondays.
Yeah, I have not done
Yeah.
anything for myself today. I had to bring my car into the shop because there was literally like 4 different things wrong with it. So that was my like main thing in the morning. And then ever since then I've been doing work, and then like up until our meeting it was just like bam bam bam. Busy day.
I've actually rediscovered something that helps me push through all the work. Something that I used to do when working on 3D modeling projects, because that takes so fucking long. I used to have Twitch streams that Markiplier used to do, just like playing like alongside me while I was doing my work. And I recently started getting into VTubers and their streams.
Oh no.
Yes, call me a weeb.
I will.
Yeah,
What's a VTube?
a VTuber is short for virtual YouTuber, which they have like
What?
they have
Oh,
3D
yeah.
modeled avatars, and they kind of put them down in the corner. It's usually like an anime-esque character. It doesn't always have to be.
In place
But,
of a face cam.
Yeah, in place of a face cam. And so I had those playing on like my laptop monitor while I was working on my big monitor, and it's kind of like having it like a second person there, like hanging out with you while doing your work. And
Yeah.
it made today so much more productive, and it was easier for me, ironically, to like stay on track and get shit done. So yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you, working from home is it's a different experience for sure, but because I can actually listen to music and stuff, which is something my old job did not allow, it's a nice thing
Those
to have.
fascists.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of music do you listen to, Reese?
Well, I do enjoy variety. A lot of electronic at the moment. Kind of what I'm into now.
Yeah.
Just listen to some wubs. You know what I mean?
No, it's more chill than that because I'm
Little
trying to stay
rave,
on
baby.
topic.
You get a wubs and some dubs.
Give him a
I get
pacifier with some
dubs, that's
LSD.
for sure. Yeah, I get those dubs.
I feel like the music I listen to while working is not to listen to music I listen to when I'm like doing anything else where I want energy, because I like listen to like lo-fi shit, and then as soon as I like get in my car to drive home from work, it's like, all right, I need to crank that shit.
Then
Yeah,
Gabe
I
turns
feel
on
that.
his sponge core and his bat core.
Sponge core.
Sponge core. Speaking of sponge core, I mentioned this to some of you guys yesterday, but yesterday, the day we're recording this on Monday, and the day before this was the wild card weekend for the NFL, and through various reasons, COVID related, they added more teams to the playoffs, and to make up for that, they added another network to cover the games. And the network they got to cover the games was Nickelodeon.
NFL on
amazing.
Nickelodeon.
Exactly. They literally had SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy explain football concepts.
No way.
Or rather, Sandy explained football concepts to SpongeBob and Patrick.
Oh god.
And like,
Yeah,
and like
okay.
people got slimed And-
Wait, really?
yeah. Well, after the game, the Saints coach got slimed, but I think they
That's
did some
amazing.
virtual sliming too.
That reminds me. This may or may not be true, but I remember watching a YouTube video, and it was like a try not to laugh challenge type thing. And during one of Nickelodeon's like old like award shows or something like that, they used to have like a show with like puppets and whatnot. And one of the puppets got slimed, and they ended up canceling the show because that was their only copy of that puppet, and it got
Oh my
like
God.
ruined.
No.
That's horrible.
Unfortunate.
I love that.
I just want to say though, the fact that they didn't do Sweet Victory for the halftime show is such a missed opportunity.
So
It's a
They may
Cardinals
have.
sin.
I don't know. I didn't actually watch it. I had to go
Oh,
grocery
right,
shopping.
yeah, they might have. Yeah, because I asked you that. I didn't see it
Yeah.
either, but we
I
should
saw
look.
people posting about it.
Yeah.
Not Sweet Victory, but like it being
Yeah.
on Nickelodeon.
I saw a meme where it was like the end zones were just giant slime pits, and people were like, and then like whatever, someone would get a touchdown, there would be like slime that just sprays everywhere. That'd be awesome. What a
Oh,
great way
man.
to play football.
I
Slip
want
and
that now.
slide.
The optimal experience.
Yeah.
We'll call it Slime Bowl.
Slime ball. That sounds like a Star Wars insult.
Yeah.
Get out of here,
Slime
slime ball.
You nerf herder.
Go pull some ears off some Gundarks.
Oh, man. So I have a question for you guys.
what's
No.
What is something that you're scared of but shouldn't be?
Everything.
Excellent answer. Thank you.
The outside.
No,
world.
honestly, I'm still pretty afraid of the dark sometimes.
I feel
The
that.
skirmy.
Okay,
Now I live
as,
in a basement.
as comforting as the dark can be for me sometimes, it's very specific instances where it makes me really uncomfortable. So, like when I used to live at my old house, it used to be our basement. That's pretty common. But now I live in a duplex with my grandma on like the other side, but she's not here for like half of the year, so the house is just vacant. And there's times where I need to go over there, and whenever I'm just like alone and I have to stop by over there, I feel like I always have to run back.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, the run is real. Every time I used to go to like my bathroom, which was down the hall from me, I would straight sprint to my room after I turned the
Yeah.
lights off.
Back when I was a kid, I would do that, like turn the lights off and just like sprint and like bear crawl up the stairs, all fours. just, like,
Back when you were a kid, I
zoom.
still do that.
or go down the stairs like 18 stairs at a time, just like nope.
Yeah. My mind just creates the most terrifying things that could be behind me. And
That's
then
true. There's this one time in particular when I got off of work and my brother had taken my car, so I had no way to get home really because my parents were also gone. So I had to walk the, I believe it was 10 miles all the way home.
Holy cow.
And or it might have been less, but it took a while. Anyway, so it was I got off work at 11:30 or something like that, and so I'm like, okay, let's go home. 11:30 p.m. might add, and
Mhm.
so I'm walking along. Nothing really eventful because it's the main road for a while, and once I get kind of down into the back roads, I hear this screech and like this loud shuffling right to my left. I look and there's like a herd of deer right there. I did not know they could make that noise. First off,
that's terrifying.
it was, yeah,
They
it
screamed at you.
scared me shitless for a second. And then while I was going down my dirt road, which is one of those like tree tunnels where it's beautiful during the day, but at night there's like, it's the place where horror movies are filmed.
Yeah.
So the whole way down there, I just felt so uneasy, and which is weird because I'm normally pretty good about the dark and the unknown, and I just could not wait to get home, and
I have a
eventually
couple-
I
sorry.
did. But other than that deer incident, And like I did hear more rustling at some point, but it was probably just like possums or some shit.
I have a couple deer stories that are really short. It wasn't me that got scared. Um, What'd you say, Reese? Oh. Anyways, so it wasn't me who got scared. It was a friend of mine that got scared. He was in the middle of talking, and it was like in the middle of the night, walking like down campus, like back over to my dorm hall. And there's a deer just like standing in the middle of where we need to walk. So instead of saying anything, I just like shoot my arm right out in front of him and stop him and like just say his name, and he freaks the fuck out and then notices that it's just a deer and not like a murderer standing in front of us, and he has like a borderline heart attack.
Oh man.
And then there's another time, same like route and everything, but I got stared down by a deer, and like it was a long stretch. I'm talking like 100 feet, and this fucker stands right next to a tree, staring at me, not moving the entire time. And I have to walk past this thing like 5 feet away, and it just continues. It doesn't run away. It just stands there that entire time, and it doesn't leave until like I've long since passed it.
So kind of relating to deer, I have a lot of like animals that I'm kind of scared of. I don't know why, but like horses freak me out. So I had the opportunity to go with my best friend and her parents to like a cabin or whatever. And one day they planned to do like horseback riding, and I'm like, oh shit, that's like, I don't want to do that. And so instead of all of us going together, I stayed behind and went fishing with her dad, and then her and her mom went horseback riding. So yeah, but horses are a big one for me, and then also like large groups of birds, and then also like rats and mice.
Birds. You watch too much Alfred Hitchcock.
I do. I love Hitchcock, but it's terrifying.
Yeah.
So
I just was. Oh, sorry.
So a while back, James and I were working on a separate podcast where we were talking about the Michigan Dogman. I don't know if you remember that, James, but we're doing a lot of research about it. And I used to have to drive an hour at home every night through the backcountry. Yeah. And I went a way that I didn't normally go. Or I just like maybe, I don't know. But it's like a rural road, and I have to make a left turn, and it's like a forest. It's like a T intersection, and the side with the T is just like forest and a driveway. And the people who had who lived there, they had set up a reflector, like 2 reflectors in the forest so that they could see their driveway at night. But I looked down it, and it looked about the same eye distance and size to be like a dog man. And I'm in my car just like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's a big boy.
That's amazing. Oh, no, I want to go back to the deer that Noah's talking about. Since we all went to the same campus, I know those deer. Those deer are fearless.
Yep.
And they are relentless.
Yeah.
They are always just walking around campus, and they just stare you down, and they'll stand right in the middle of the road and like not move when you go by them. It's so weird.
I almost ran into one on my bike before, so that was fun.
Your bike?
Yeah.
What a story that would be.
Yeah.
I just
You should have done
remembered.
it just for this story.
I just remembered, not a deer. There's one time in particular, where it wasn't a deer in the middle of the night. There was someone with a black hood just pacing back and forth along the sidewalk, like right near the main road, too.
What the heck?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like kind of intimidating on its own. I wasn't like too particularly scared. It was just creepy.
Probably just a
Weird.
drug addict.
Oh my God. So one time when I was out in California, I was walking. I think it was into a Walgreens or something like that. And as you ever like when you're walking in like in a parking lot, you ever like look into the other people's cars and like just
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
mean,
dude, I look at
yeah.
everyone.
I love people watching.
I'm so
yeah.
nosy.
I was doing that, and I locked eyes with someone in the car, except this someone was wearing full ICP clown setup, full Juggalo clown,
no.
and I freaked the fuck out.
That's great.
It's like, I'm going inside and I'm staying inside for like an hour. It was so
It's only
scary.
one thing I can say to that. Get clowned on.
And that was before like the big clown thing in 2016.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Good
that.
old days. Take me
Yeah.
back.
Back when everyone was happy.
Yeah. Dude, let me say though, like that's my thing about the dark, which is like which is why I say it's something I'm afraid of. But is that I'm not afraid of people. Like if there's a person walking in the dark, I'm like, oh, that's just a dude. Like the worst I can do is kill me. But like my mind just comes up with like the most degenerate creatures that could be out there that could do way worse to me. Like I don't know what it is about me, but for some reason I'm just way more afraid of like monsters and the paranormal than any real person, which probably could actually, murder me or torture
Yeah,
me,
that
but
can be quite dangerous.
whatever.
Yeah, what's
Especially
worse
like
than the potential
being a
of someone
girl
murdering
too.
you?
Like if there's any like guy outside, like anytime I see anyone in the dark, it's pretty scary to me, to be honest.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That comes with the territory.
Yeah. So switching gears just a little bit. So mascots make me kind of uncomfortable.
Really?
Like
do
I
tell.
hate mascots. Dude,
What kind of
just
mascots are you talking about?
like sports mascots?
Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah, like
I'm
they're
gonna get a
fucking
mascot
creepy.
costume.
And to that extension, furries creep me the fuck out
I just watched
with
a
the
video about a furry.
fursuits. Not like I don't care about the sexual thing. It's just the fact that they're look like sexual mascots.
The fact that they're sexual is kind of a stigma that's
Yeah.
attached to them. Because like
Yeah.
90% of them aren't that way. Some of them are.
Eh, I don't know.
I
You
just
could say
watched.
some of them, but like
either
a lot
way.
of them though, it's usually an escape from like the realities of like dealing with day-to-day life. It's the same reason why some people get into cosplay. So I understand it from that point of view.
Yeah, I just watched.
Like
I
I
just
don't like I'm not shitting on furries or whatever. It's just the fursuits creep me out because I hate mascots and they're like
Fun.
yeah.
Sorry. But fun fact, those things are expensive as all hell.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I fell down a rabbit hole of watching Anthony Padilla on YouTube, and so every day I've just been like watching. Like I spent a day with blank. That's like his main series he's doing right now. And so I've seen like with nudists, with psychics, with and then furries was one of them, and it was actually pretty interesting. So you should give it a watch.
Highly
Maybe
recommend.
are they in their fursuits?
They put them on a little bit, but they're not in it their whole time. They explain like
Okay.
why they do it, and so yeah,
Okay,
cool.
maybe I'll have to check it out. But
Yeah.
Gabe, you have to
I think it's
confront
weird
your
how.
fears.
Yeah, I think it's weird how like they pretty much became public knowledge over the course of the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. No, one time I was at the store and there was a girl walking around. I was at the store with my mom, it was a while ago, and there was a girl walking around with a tail, and I just like
Oh no.
made my mom go somewhere else because I just like, not that it's like it's a bad thing. I just didn't want to have to explain to her why that girl was wearing a tail. Because then that just gets into such a rabbit hole
Yeah.
of figuring out
It's-
how to fully explain that.
it's like
Yank it out
like,
and
I
see
don't
what
know if-
happens.
have you guys ever played like Cards Against Humanity with your parents?
Yes.
No,
the
and I
card-
don't ever want to.
Like I've played it a couple times, and the card where it's like pixelated bukkake comes up.
Oh my god. I have this exact same story.
It's like I
I
don't
used to
want to
play with
explain that.
On my
I used to
21st
play with my
birthday.
boss.
Hot take.
Oh yeah.
Hot
I used
take.
to play with
Cards
my-
Against Humanity
sorry.
isn't funny anymore.
No, it gets old.
Yeah, once you play it and you know like what can be done, yeah, it gets old. You need some new material there.
What were you saying, James? I'm sorry, we keep interrupting you.
Oh no, you're okay. I used to play with my boss and her husband, and her favorite card was the biggest blackest cock.
Of course it was.
Yeah, but on my 21st. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, or a sexy Latino lover because her husband was Latino.
Yeah, on my 21st birthday, it was just a very chill day, and my parents came to Ferris to just celebrate with me, and we didn't really have much to do, so we just like busted out the Cards Against Humanity, and my mom was like, "I don't even know what this is." I'm like, "Oh God, let me see it." She's like, "Bukkake?" I'm like, "Oh God!" So I had to explain to her. I'm like, "Well, I didn't really want to at first." I'm just like, "Well, you can look it up," but
that might be worse.
Yeah,
That might be worse.
Yeah.
I think I was watching Game Grumps, and I think it was Aaron specifically. Bukkake wasn't always a sexual thing. It used to be like a Japanese food thing before turning into a Japanese sexual thing, and then a globally sexual thing.
Why does America ruin everything?
Well, I mean, just words in general, like they evolve over time. Like just
daddy,
like,
for example.
Yeah.
Daddy, or even like the word gay, like back in the day, it used to mean
a happy individual.
Yeah. So like words evolve, and it's just part of the nature of language, which I think is kind of cool. But I'm nerding out.
I just want to say one last thing on furries. Lola Bunny can get it.
Okay.
There was
all right,
there's a YouTuber that I watch. No, don't cut it. There's a YouTuber that I watch.
Don't cut me.
He responded to like a hentai post about Lola Bunny on Twitter, and his audience like flamed him for it, and he's like, no, like, don't flame me over this. He's like, I back myself up.
Didn't Ted Cruz at some point like a porn post on his Facebook or some shit?
No,
it just kind of made me think of that.
I think he shared a full like porn video or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. That made me think of that.
Every time I hear of him, I just always think of my cousin who got Ted Cruz and Tom Cruise mixed up. It was just a fun time.
Oh no.
Oh Lord.
I just think of the Zodiac Killer. What was that, like 2018, where everyone was just saying that Ted Cruz
It was like 2016. It was during the election because he was a candidate for a while.
Yeah,
those were simpler times.
Yeah, for real. I think Dat Boy was a thing, and like one of the candidates used it as a political slogan. It was like, "Here come Dat Gary Johnson."
Gary Johnson.
And like Pepe the Frog became like hate crime the post or something.
For real.
Hate symbol, yeah.
Oh my God.
A hate symbol when he's totally not.
Okay.
Well, it's because like a lot of right-wing people used it on like 4chan.
But that was like a popular thing. The OK hand sign became
I
a hate symbol.
Yeah, the dumbest things. And the newest news on that, PogChamp. You guys hear about that one?
I saw something about that.
Yes.
I don't really know what that means.
I can explain it. So the PogChamp guy, the guy that the emote is based off of, was like making comments on his Facebook or Twitter or something about the riots in DC, and it sounded like he wanted to incite further violence or something, and so Twitch felt the need to like, oh, let's take his face off the website, and it was like probably the most popular emote on Twitch, and it's now gone and replaced with like different streamers.
Yeah, they want to do something with that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb though, because the face itself kind of represents what the PogChamp emote is about. I don't know.
I thought I saw a cool idea. I don't know if they'd go with it. Was like taking like a ton of like creator made PogChamp emotes, and then when you do that emote for Twitch, having it be randomized. So then you'd see like several different kinds rather than just the same emote over and over and over again.
That'd be neat.
I do understand why they did it, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. that they did. It's just I wish that Twitch would take that quick of action on other things that are probably more important.
Yeah, I mean, for personally, when I see that PogChamp emote, I don't immediately think, oh, I'm gonna go to the guy whose face this is his Twitter and see what his political beliefs are. I don't know. That's just
I get
not what I would do.
Yeah, I get that.
I feel like there's like a whole disconnect with like internet meme culture and symbol culture versus like traditional world symbols. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like take Pepe for example. Pepe was a meme and he was used as a meme, but it was also used for in like hardcore like white supremacist groups. And so to some people he was used as a meme, but some people he was viewed as like as a white supremacist thing. So like because of the ubiquity of the internet and the ubiquity of memes, like there is like it exists in different versions for in everyone's minds differently, if that makes sense.
But that's kind of the case for anything.
I would say that could be anything.
But also another example that I like to point to is the Tide Pods meme. Because that meme was already like dying, and then the media got a hold of it and then took it as people were actually taking it seriously, and then exposed it to people that would actually take it seriously. You know?
Yeah.
Once again, the good old times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in my searches of the internet and in my free time and things, what is the difference between POG Pog and PAWG Pog?
I think PAWG Pog stands for pretty ass white girl.
Oh. Okay. We don't have to go into where I've seen that, but okay.
Speaking of pretty ass white girl, you guys got to remind me to tell a story about 4chan later on.
I think we should have a whole. I really would like to talk about 4chan.
Right.
I know a little bit about it, like at some point on a podcast, because I've never been on it, but I just know of it.
That
and
could
know
be
of,
my
like,
story time.
Yeah, because
we should do like a whole video on. None of us know anything about 4chan.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy that microwaved an old hand grenade.
Oh my god!
What?
Okay, we're getting a little sidetracked. So one more thing that kind of scares me that that it shouldn't is showing my ID for like buying alcohol or like getting a drink at like a restaurant. Even though I'm of age, it still makes me concerned that they're going to deny me or think that it's not real. But I'm like, that scares me and it shouldn't. I don't know why.
On that note, driving by police officers.
Yep.
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, I think anyone. Police officers scare me more than they make me feel safe.
Or when a Ford Explorer pulls up behind you.
It's like certain kind of cars that they've always like drive. Whenever I see a white one of those,
or a
I'm
black
like
one,
instantly on high alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure we probably aren't as high alert as some other people might be.
But like the fact that we are on high alert whenever we just see a police officer, I can't imagine it for other people.
Yeah.
Oh,
if you can't tell by us being on a podcast, we're all white.
I'm on pretty high alert. I think I have a arrest out for a warrant out for my arrest.
Really?
Do tell. What'd you do?
I actually don't think I do. But see, that's the thing. I could, and I wouldn't know until they pull me over.
I'm pretty sure that if you did something that would make you wanted, you would know.
I don't know. I don't keep track of very many things, so there could have been a mail that came in and I just didn't see it.
It's like when your significant other or a parent says, "We need to talk," and then you ask them what about, and they're like, "I'll save it for later."
That's so annoying.
It just makes you nervous for the rest of the day.
They're so annoying.
What the fuck did I do?
Like I always, if I ever say that I'd be like, it's nothing bad. It's just easier to talk in person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I need that for I'll tell people like that if I'm like in a relationship or like if like close friends or something. I'm like, you can't do that to me because my anxiety for the rest of the day will go through the roof.
I am such an overthinker, so I totally get it.
I am.
Yeah.
That's literally one of the most annoying things.
Mm. It's just, I don't know. Oh man, just thinking about it makes me stressed out, and I don't even have anyone that could tell me that right now.
Well, speaking of James, you being really stressed out, I think you had a couple stories you wanted to share about.
Oh, I do. I have
being stressed out.
Yeah, so I have some stories today, which I guess kind of also goes along with being scared of things that I shouldn't be. Maybe I should. I don't know. But I have some stories about some ghost encounters that I've had in my life. And I'll preface this by saying that I think I pretty firmly believe in some sort of you know
supernatural
what is the word?
entities.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, supernatural entities. I couldn't put a finger on like what it is, if it's actually supernatural, if it's just memories that gets that are stuck with you or what. But so I've had a couple different weird things that have happened throughout my life, but there's two specifically that I want to talk about, and these both happened in my long-time childhood home. The first one was probably when I was about, I want to say like 12 or something, and I was just at home with my brother. We were chilling. My mom was at work, and it started thunderstorming outside, and then the power went out. And right at that point, my brother decided, "Oh hey, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. Mom's gonna be home in a little bit. Just don't die or burn down the house." And so he left me all alone with the power out. So I was like, "This is fine. I'm just gonna sit on the couch and focus on playing Animal Crossing on my DS and just pretend like nothing bad around me is happening." Because that's usually my go-to when I'm scared. I just pretend like it's not there. So I was doing that for a while, and then out of the corner of my eye, I just like saw just something really bright, and I look over towards where my dining room was, and there was just like someone just standing there, just full, like it just looked full, white, like really bright, like blinding, and I couldn't make out like an actual like face or anything. It just looked like just a figure, and I blinked, and I could still like see, like it was because it was so bright, I could still see like the outline of the light with like when I blinked, but then like when I opened my eyes, like it was just nothing. And so, like I said, I think I went full shock that all I did was I took a pillow and put it so I couldn't see the dining room, and just kept playing my DS because I just didn't know what else to do, because I was like, I can't run outside. It's dark now and it's raining and it's probably scary out there. I can't run that way to my room because that goes past what I just saw. So I'm like, I'm just going to sit on this couch and play my DS and hope my mom gets home soon.
I mean, it's better than being like the dumb people in the scary movies falling for the traps. So I'd rather just be playing a game too.
Yeah.
Maybe the ghosts just want to vibe, and if they see you ruining their vibe by running through them or some shit, they'll put you in their trap. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like they just wanted to sit there and just watch me, and so I was like, okay, you can do that, but I'm not going to watch you. And so there was that story, and then I was a little bit older. I was probably 15 or 16. It was summer. I was home. My mom was working. My brother didn't live there at this point, but this was just a normal summer day, just bright out, beautiful and everything. And I was just walking around the house doing my thing. And I think I went to the bathroom and was washing my hands and turned around, and in my hallway, I looked down, and there was just like right outside of the bathroom door in the hallway sitting was just a girl just sitting there looking up at me, staring like she didn't look, scary. She didn't look anything like it. Just looked like a normal person just sitting there staring at me. And she probably was like maybe a year or two older than me. And once again, like I blinked and she was gone. And I just at that like so this time I did like I just ran from my bathroom out to my front room. But the weirdest part to me always that like sticks in my head is when I was running, when I got to where she was sitting, just instinctively my body jumped like over where her because her legs were like out across the hallway, and I jumped right there.
That's
Um,
creepy.
What the
yeah,
hell?
yeah, and so it's these like these two really weird stories, and to me like they're kind of connected because the first one, um, the shape I saw wasn't that tall. It was probably a little bit taller than me. And then the second one, like I said, like the girl was a little bit older than me. And I had a sister who was born but didn't make it past like the first 5 days, who was like a little bit older than me. So I always like think I'm like, maybe that was her.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's weird. I have a lot of like just weird stuff that goes on around me that I just kind of try to not
You just dismiss.
explain. Yeah.
Hmm.
Or like that phenomenon where like you put something down and you know exactly where you put it down, and then you look at it and then it's not there, and then you come back to it an hour later and it's there. Like I have that happen to me so much, and I can't explain. I'm like, is that a paranormal? Is that just the universe? Who knows?
It's the universe fucking with you.
Yeah, really. The universe said fuck you specifically to me.
I think you can sometimes argue that it could be a spiritual thing. Like
Yeah.
the small amount of like encounters that I know of that my family's had have happened after my grandpa died. So you could like argue that it could be like his spirit if you believe in that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. See, I used to be like really like I used to believe more in ghosts because I used to be Mormon, and
Mm-hmm.
what like ghosts kind of fit in the Mormon theology in a way. They believe like there's like a spirit world that's all around us. It's just like a different dimension kind of thing. I'm not explaining it very well, but I don't want to really get into it. But like,
Right. Yeah.
as
That makes
soon as
sense.
I left Mormonism, part of leaving Mormonism was like losing really faith in God.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I haven't really figured this out yet either, but like really figuring out what do I believe about ghosts now that I don't believe in a spirit world or like a heaven or a hell.
Right.
Like for me, like supernatural was very tied to spirituality and religion, and now it's just like I can't deny the people who've had those things, but I don't know how to explain it to myself anymore.
Right. I mean, until I experience something like that for myself, I feel like I'm still just going to be very indecisive about whether I believe or not in that sort of supernatural thing.
Yeah. And like, oh, sorry.
This is just a quick question for Gabe before we move on.
Yeah.
Because you've talked about both in Drunk Minecraft and now this, as well as just like talking to you personally. What do you consider yourself now that you're not a Mormon?
I consider myself as an atheist. I like learning and exploring about different religions, especially the more esoteric things. Things like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn is like really interesting to learn about the philosophies and the theologies, or like I really vibe with some tenets of Taoism and Buddhism. But I don't necessarily have a belief in a God, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes like I was just talking to my dad about this. Like sometimes I want to believe in a God because to me, it makes things easier. Like, I can kind of fall back into what I believed in for the last 25 years, and I can blame all the bad things in the world on the devil. But to me, that's kind of cheating. Eventually we have to come to grips with the fact that there are just some bad people in the world doing really bad things, and that sometimes doing good things for bad reasons, oh, I'm only a good person because if I don't be a good person, I'm going to go to hell. You should be a good person because you want to be a good person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's how I feel about it too. But I was gonna say, you can't blame everything on the devil, Gabe. He's down in Georgia.
Moral of the story: never go to Georgia, kids.
Yeah. Sorry to our 0 Georgia listeners.
Is Georgia worse than Alabama?
Well, Alabama has some of the worst education in the country, so I'm gonna.
I was thinking more like incest jokes, but
that too.
Oh, we're going there tonight.
Listen, have you ever been to West Virginia though?
Oof.
West Virginia. I don't want to finish anymore. That's really
DMCA strike right there.
Run DMC.
Run DMCA. Let's make it. Oh my god! Let's make a parody band named Run DMCA.
Oh my god! We make spoofs of popular songs.
Yeah.
Just be Weird Al, but with a different name.
Yeah. Yeah.
The problem with coming up with these ideas on the podcast is that people are going to try to hold us up to these ideas.
No,
let's do it. I know musicians.
I used to be one.
Nothing.
If you need a saxophone man or a guitar man.
Yes,
I did play saxophone.
God.
I've tried playing so many different instruments. I've tried the bass, the guitar, the piano, and I just I love music. I appreciate music a lot, and I would love to be able to contribute to it, but I don't have the. I don't know. It's I feel like I have the ear for it when I'm listening to it, but when I'm playing it, I just don't get it.
It just comes with practice,
Yeah, probably.
You got to be really consistent. I played bass growing up, and I have a bass now, but I can't play anything nearly as good as I used to be able to play. And even then, I wasn't super consistent in practicing either. But it comes with practice and building those mental muscles.
Another thing, saying this as someone who played saxophone for about 8 years straight, once you learn one instrument, it is so much easier to pick up another. Because I did a guitar class for one semester my senior year, and I shot ahead of the class because of my prior knowledge, because of playing the sax for so long.
Yeah. Music theory is universal. It's just how you get to that music theory is different per instrument.
Right. Yeah, because I learned the sax for a little bit when I was in elementary school, but that was the thing, is I just could never figure out how to read the music, and so I think that's one of my biggest flaws there.
Yeah, I tried learning guitar, and I did it for 6 months, and then I used going into high school as an excuse. I'm I'm gonna be so busy, and then now here we are. But yeah, the only thing I played in middle school and high school is the vocal chords. Wow, I can't even talk. Wow, shows you how great I am.
Kristen, I could see you in high school just head banging while you're playing on your guitar, especially after those videos you showed me of you in high school.
Oh god, yeah.
What about you, Reese?
Well, I played viola for 1 year in 6th grade.
That's awesome.
That's my only musical experience.
I really want to play the violin.
I didn't really have the patience to keep going with it or turn it into a hobby or anything. But it was neat to do for a year.
The thing with music is that it changes your perspective on just listening too, because part of the time I can also attribute this to doing marching band for 4 years, but there was like one time where I was at work and someone would comment that I would work to the rhythm of whatever music that we were listening to, and that was completely like unintentional. And just like being able to analyze music on the fly is such a fun skill to have, and you like learn like a deeper level to everything you listen to.
It's kind of like the same thing of us being good at video stuff. Like we watch a movie or something, we just analyze all the shots and the lighting techniques and all that.
Yeah.
I can't stop myself from doing that now.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where it's kind of annoying now.
That's like I really like if you ever seen the Haunting of Hill House, the TV show. But every time I show people that show and we get to, I think it's the 7th episode where it's done in like there's 3 very long takes that pretty much take up the whole span of the 40-minute episode. And I always point out to people, I'm like, okay, look, there's one cut, and then it just goes and goes. I'm like, and here comes the second cut. Like I just have to point it out because it's so good.
Same with like 1912. Have you guys seen that movie?
1917.
1917.
Yeah. Oh my god, what am I even talking about?
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah. But guys, I love this conversation, but I think it's kind of getting late.
Yeah, it's late.
True.
It's we gotta be up till midnight.
That's true. It's midnight in the next time zone over.
The sun's getting real low.
The sun's getting real low.
It's 5 o'clock
if you guys
somewhere.
want to check out more of our stuff, check out WTFK Productions on YouTube. We're also WTFK Productions on Facebook and
Productions WTFK on Twitter.
Yep.
And TikTok and Instagram and everything.
Yep. So follow us there. Find more of our stuff. And thanks for listening, guys. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good morning.
Funny man over here.
Got him.
Subscribe.